Convict Lake. Convict Lake is a stunning, deep blue alpine lake nestled in a glacial cirque. It is famous for its crystal clear water and the dramatic, steep-walled mountains that surround it. The lake was named after a 1871 shootout between a group of escaped convicts and a local posse. The surrounding peaks, such as Mount Morrison, are composed of some of the oldest sedimentary rocks in the Sierra Nevada. Be aware of potential turbulence when flying near the steep canyon walls surrounding the lake. Ensure you maintain adequate terrain clearance at all times. Identify the lake by its deep blue color set against the stark, jagged gray cliffs of Mount Morrison. It is located in a distinct valley south of the airport. The lake is located roughly 8.2 nm to the south-southeast. As you depart on your current heading of 193 degrees, the lake will be slightly to your left, providing a scenic view of the glacial valley. Follow the valley floor south from the airport to easily locate the lake, but keep a close eye on your altitude as the terrain rises quickly toward the Sierra crest.
Casa Diablo Hot Springs is a hot springs and active geothermal location near Mammoth Lakes and the eastern Sierra Nevada in Mono County, eastern California. It is within the northern part of the Long Valley Caldera volcanic feature and zone, and beside U.S. Highway 395. California State Route 203 branches off to the west from the Highway 395 interchange at Casa Diablo Hot Springs, leading to the Mammoth Lakes and ski resort area, and Devil's Postpile National Monument. Casa Diablo Hot Springs was once the site of a regularly erupting geyser. It was an obsidian mine for Native Americans. A tourist stop was built here in the 1920s, including an Indian trading post and service station alongside Old Highway 395.
smooth arrival. Smooth touchdown.
Mammoth Mountain. Mammoth Mountain is a massive lava dome complex that serves as a premier destination for skiing and summer recreation. It rises significantly above the surrounding terrain, offering a distinct profile against the Sierra crest. The mountain was formed by a series of volcanic eruptions approximately 50,000 to 110,000 years ago. It has been a focal point for geological study due to its ongoing volcanic activity and hydrothermal features. Maintain a safe altitude above the summit to avoid downdrafts, common near high peaks. Always monitor local airspace and adhere to minimum safe altitude requirements. Look for the large, sprawling ski resort infrastructure and the prominent, rounded peak that dominates the skyline to the west of the airport. At your current
Casa
altitude of
Diablo Hot Springs
7,129
is a hot
ft,
springs
the
and
mountain
active
will be visible
geothermal
to your right
location
as you depart
near
on a
Mammoth Lakes
heading
and
of
the eastern
193
Sierra Nevada.
degrees. It is
In Mono
approximately
County,
6,
eastern
7 in the way,
California,
and will
it is
be a
within the
prominent
northern
feature
part of
on
a
your
long valley
western
called Area
horizon.
Volcanic
Use
Feature
the
and
mountain
Zone.
as a primary
And beside
navigational
US
reference
Highway
when flying north or south along
395,
the eastern
California
Sierra
State
corridor,
Route
but
203
be wary of
branches off
rapidly
to the
changing
west from the
mountain
Highway
weather.
395 interchange at Casa Diablo Hot Springs, leading to the Mammoth Lakes and ski resort area, and Devil's Postpile National Monument. Casa Diablo Hot Springs was once the site of a regularly erupting geyser. It was an obsidian mine for Native Americans. A tourist stop was built here in the 1920s, including an Indian trading post and service station alongside Old Highway 395. Convict Lake is a lake located in Mono County, California, United States, situated in the Sherwin Range of the Sierra Nevada mountains. It is known for its turquoise blue water, the dramatic mountains that surround it, the trout fishing it affords, and its unusual history. The lake, known to the Paiute as Witsanap, was renamed by settlers after an incident on September 23, 1770, wherein a group of convicts escaped from prison in Carson City, Nevada, and took refuge near the lake. They were pursued by a posse, and after it caught up to the convicts, a shootout followed, wherein a number of both posse members and convicts were killed or wounded. The remaining convicts who survived initially escaped, but were eventually captured and lynched.
Convict Lake.
Convict Lake. Convict Lake is a stunning alpine lake known for its deep blue waters and the dramatic, steep-walled canyon that surrounds it. It is a popular spot for fishing and photography. The lake was carved by glaciers and is famous for a 1871 shootout between a sheriff's posse and escaped convicts, which gave the lake and the surrounding canyon their names. Be mindful of the high terrain surrounding the lake, which can create unpredictable wind shear. Ensure you maintain adequate terrain clearance at all times. Identify the lake by its deep blue color nestled at the base of the towering, jagged peaks of the Laurel Mountain Range. It is situated in a distinct U-shaped glacial valley. The lake is located approximately 4 miles to your right. Given your current ground speed, you will have a clear view of the basin in about 90 seconds. The contrast between the dark water and the light-colored granite cliffs makes this an excellent landmark for orientation when flying north-south along the Sierra front. Convict Lake. Convict Lake is a deep, crystal-clear alpine lake nestled at the base of Mount Morrison. It is famous for its dramatic glacial scenery and deep blue waters. The lake was named after a 1871 shootout between a group of escaped convicts and a local posse. It was carved by ancient glaciers that left behind the steep, jagged peaks surrounding the basin. Avoid low-level flight over the lake to minimize noise disturbance. Ensure you maintain adequate terrain clearance from the surrounding high peaks. Identify the lake by its deep blue color set against the stark, gray granite cliffs of Mount Morrison. It is located in a deep canyon just south of the main Mammoth area. With your current heading of 138 degrees, the lake will appear to your left. You should reach the vicinity of the lake in approximately 3 minutes. Follow the drainage patterns of the Sierra Nevada to identify this landmark. The contrast between the water and the surrounding rock makes it an excellent waypoint for VFR navigation. Convict Lake. Convict Lake is a stunning, deep blue alpine lake nestled in a glacial valley. It is renowned for its dramatic mountain backdrop and crystal clear waters. The lake was named after a 1871 shootout between a group of escaped convicts and a local posse. It remains a popular spot for fishing and photography. Be mindful of terrain masking when flying near the lake. Ensure you have a clear exit path toward the lower valley if needed. Identify the lake by its deep blue color contrasting against the steep, rugged granite walls of the surrounding canyon. It is located at the base of Mount Morrison. With your current heading of 141 degrees, the lake will appear to your right. You will reach the vicinity in about 4 minutes. The approach to the lake offers a great opportunity to observe the glacial carving of the Eastern Sierra. Keep a sharp lookout for other aircraft in the valley. Bishop Creek. Bishop Creek is a major drainage system flowing from the high Sierra into the Owens Valley. It features a series of alpine lakes and steep canyons that provide a lush contrast to the arid valley floor. The creek has been vital for local agriculture and hydroelectric power generation since the early 1900s. It remains a primary water source for the town of Bishop and the surrounding agricultural lands. Be aware of potential mountain waves and localized wind shifts near the canyon entrance. Ensure your altitude remains sufficient to clear the rising terrain of the canyon walls. Identify the canyon by the deep, V-shaped cut in the mountainside to your right. You may see the glint of water or the lush green vegetation lining the creek bed. Bishop Creek is located to your right front. Given your 163-degree heading, you will be passing the mouth of the canyon in about 2 minutes. Following the drainage lines is a classic VFR technique for identifying major geographic features in the Sierra. Use the creek to track your progress as you move south along the valley. Mount Tom. Mount Tom is a prominent peak in the Sierra Nevada, reaching an elevation of 13,658 feet. It is a landmark for pilots navigating the Owens Valley. The peak is named after a local pioneer and has long served as a navigational reference point for travelers and aviators in the eastern Sierra. Be cautious of downdrafts near the peak. Ensure your altitude of 10,072 ft is sufficient to clear the surrounding ridgelines. Identify the massive, jagged peak rising significantly higher than the surrounding terrain to your left. Mount Tom is currently located to your left front. You will pass abeam this peak in approximately 4 minutes. Use the peak as a primary waypoint for orientation when flying north-south through the valley. Bishop Creek. Bishop Creek is a major drainage system flowing from the high Sierra Nevada peaks down into the Owens Valley. It is renowned for its dramatic canyon scenery and seasonal color changes. The creek has been a vital water source for the Paiute people for centuries and later became central to the hydroelectric power development in the early 20th century. Maintain a safe altitude above the canyon floor to avoid downdrafts. Always monitor local airspace and adhere to minimum safe altitude requirements. Look for a distinct, winding green riparian corridor cutting through the rugged, arid mountain slopes. At your current heading of 140 degrees and 183 kT, you will pass abeam the mouth of Bishop Creek in approximately 2 minutes. It will be visible off your right wing. Following the drainage line provides a beautiful visual reference for navigating the transition from the high peaks to the valley floor. Owens River. The Owens River is the lifeblood of the valley, winding through the arid landscape and providing essential water for the local ecosystem. The river's path has been heavily altered by human intervention over the last century to support water demands in southern California. Use the river as a natural navigation line, but be mindful of the gusty winds reported in the area. Identify the river by the thin, dark green ribbon of riparian vegetation contrasting against the light-colored desert scrub. The river is currently off your left wing. As you continue your 142-degree track, it will gradually diverge further to your left. Following the river north or south is a classic VFR technique for maintaining orientation in the Owens Valley. Independence. Independence is the county seat of Inyo County and serves as a historic gateway to the Eastern Sierra. It is known for its small-town charm and proximity to the Mount Whitney trailheads. Founded in 1861, the town was originally a supply center for local mining camps. It played a significant role in the development of the Owens Valley and remains a hub for regional history. Maintain a safe altitude above the town to minimize noise disturbance. Always adhere to FAA minimum safe altitude requirements over populated areas. Look for a cluster of buildings and a grid-like street pattern, nestled at the base of the mountains. The town is situated near the intersection of major valley roads. At your current heading of 158 degrees and ground speed of 199 kT, Independence will appear off your right wing in approximately 3 minutes. It is located slightly south of your current track. Use the town as a visual waypoint to orient yourself before turning toward the higher terrain of the Inyo Mountains. The contrast between the valley floor and the mountains makes for excellent navigation. Big Pine. Big Pine is a small, historic community nestled in the Owens Valley, serving as a gateway to the High Sierra. It is known for its proximity to the Palisade Glacier and the ancient bristlecone pine forest. Founded in the late 19th century, the town grew around agriculture and mining support. It remains a quiet hub for outdoor enthusiasts exploring the surrounding wilderness areas. Maintain at least 2,000 feet AGL over populated areas to minimize noise disturbance. Always monitor local traffic patterns if considering a descent toward the nearby airstrip. Look for a cluster of buildings and green vegetation situated along the base of the mountains, distinct from the surrounding arid valley floor. At your current altitude of 10,077 ft and heading of 158 degrees, Big Pine is located approximately 7 nm to your north-northeast. You will pass it on your left side within 2 minutes at your current ground speed of 187 kT. Use the town as a visual waypoint to orient yourself before navigating toward the higher peaks of the Sierra Nevada to the west. Mount Whitney. Mount Whitney is the highest summit in the contiguous United States, standing at 14,505 feet. It is a massive granite monolith that dominates the southern Sierra Nevada skyline. Named after Josiah Whitney, a California state geologist, the mountain was first climbed in 1873. It has long been a focal point for mountaineers and explorers drawn to the rugged Sierra crest. Maintain a safe distance from the peak due to extreme downdrafts and unpredictable mountain waves. Always adhere to minimum safe altitude requirements over mountainous terrain. Look for the highest, most jagged granite peak in the immediate vicinity, characterized by its sheer eastern face and massive, blocky summit profile. At your current altitude of 10,066 feet and heading of 158 degrees, Mount Whitney is located roughly 7 nm to your south-southwest. You will pass it on your right side in approximately 2 minutes. Use the prominent Sierra crest as a navigation reference, but be wary of the rapid terrain rise. The contrast between the dark granite and the valley floor makes for excellent visual orientation. Mount Whitney. Mount Whitney is the highest summit in the contiguous United States, standing at 14,505 feet. It is a prominent feature of the Sierra Nevada range, characterized by its jagged granite spires and steep eastern face. The peak was named in 1864 after Josiah Whitney, the state geologist of California. It was first successfully climbed in 1873 by 3 fishermen from the nearby town of Lone Pine. Maintain a safe distance from the peak to avoid downdrafts and turbulence common near high summits. Always observe minimum safe altitude requirements over mountainous terrain. Look for the most massive, jagged granite peak in the range, which stands significantly taller than its neighbors. It features a distinct, blocky summit profile that is easily recognizable against the horizon. At your current altitude of 10,069 feet and heading of 158 degrees, Mount Whitney is located slightly to your right. You will pass abeam the peak in approximately 3 minutes at your current ground speed of 185 knots. Use the peak as a primary navigation reference for the Owens Valley Corridor. The contrast between the dark granite and the surrounding sky makes it an excellent waypoint for visual orientation. Mount Whitney. Mount Whitney is the highest summit in the contiguous United States, reaching an elevation of 14,505 feet. It is a prominent granite peak located on the boundary between Sequoia National Park and the Inyo National Forest. The peak was named after Josiah Whitney, state geologist of California, in 1864. It was first successfully climbed in 1873 by 3 local fishermen from the nearby town of Lone Pine. Maintain a safe altitude well above the peak to avoid downdrafts and turbulence common near high summits. Always monitor your terrain clearance and local airspace restrictions. Look for a massive, jagged granite massif that towers significantly above the surrounding Sierra crest. It is characterized by its steep eastern face and distinctive, blocky summit profile. At your current altitude
On May 16, 1942, Matson Asuke Murakami, 62, became the first of 150 men, women and children to die in Camp E and 14 others, most infants and older men without families, were laid to rest in the Manzanar Cemetery. The cemetery was outside the barbed wire fence in an old peach orchard from Manzanar's farming era, in the shadow of majestic and T. Williams, and their summer funerals and memorials were attended by hundreds of mourners. While some deceased were sent to hometown cemeteries, most were cremated. Their ashes were held in camp until their families left Manzanar. 6 burials remain today. Visiting the cemetery can be a personal pilgrimage of reflection, worship, remembrance, or protest. Some people leave offerings such as coins, personal mementos, paper cranes, water and sake, and religious items. These are tangible expressions of the ongoing, unspoken conversations about America's past and its future. For more than 6 decades, The large concrete monument in the Manzanar Cemetery
Lone
has
Pine
memorialized
Peak.
those
Lone
who
Pine
died
Peak
here.
is a
The
massive,
monument's
steep-walled
Japanese
mountain
kanji
that
characters
dominates the
read,
skyline west
Soul
of the
Consoling
Owens
Tower
Valley.
on the
It is a
front and
popular
erected by the
landmark for
Manzanar
hikers and
Japanese,
pilots. Navigating
August
the Sierra front.
1943
The
on the
peak has
back.
long served as a navigational landmark for travelers moving through the Owens Valley. Its distinct profile has been featured in numerous films shot in the nearby Alabama hills. Be aware of mountain waves and rotor turbulence that can develop near the steep eastern face. Ensure you maintain sufficient clearance from the terrain at all times. Identify this peak by its massive, sheer eastern face that rises abruptly from the valley floor. It is situated just north of the Whitney Portal area, with your current heading of 132 degrees and speed of 198 kT. This peak will be visible off your right wing in about 1.5 minutes. Follow the ridgeline south from this peak to track the Sierra Nevada crest, which provides a natural corridor for VFR navigation along the valley. Walker Pass. Walker Pass is a historic mountain pass in the Sierra Nevada mountains, serving as a vital gateway between the San Joaquin Valley and the Mojave Desert. Named after Joseph R. Walker, who led an expedition through this area in 1834, the pass became a significant route for pioneers and gold seekers during the 19th century. Maintain a safe altitude above the pass terrain. Be aware of potential mountain wave turbulence given the current wind conditions. Look for a distinct low point in the ridgeline
Dyer's
where
Lake,
the terrain
located in the Owens Valley,
flanked by
just
higher
south
peaks
of
on
Lone
both
Pine,
sides. At your current
California,
altitude of
United States,
5,185
at an elevation of
and
374 feet. It covers the acres. The lake was formed by the year 72 Lone Pine earthquake on Tuesday, March 26 of the year when 18 miles of the Owens Valley dropped approximately 20 feet, and a new spring opened up, causing water to fill the lower end. The lake was named after the Dyers family, who established a ranch here when Brother Raphael and Eleuterio Dyer immigrated from Chile in 1860. They owned and operated a successful cattle ranch until the land was sold to the city of Los Angeles. Year-round fishing is available, and the Dyers Lake Fish Derby is held the first Saturday in March.
Lone Pine Airport. Lone Pine Airport 026 is a general aviation facility serving the Owens Valley. It is situated at the base of the Sierra Nevada mountains, providing a dramatic backdrop for arrivals and departures. The airport has long served as a gateway for mountaineers and film crews visiting the Alabama hills and Mount Whitney. It remains a vital hub for local aviation and emergency services in the region. Be aware of significant mountain wave turbulence and downdrafts near the peaks. Always maintain minimum safe altitudes over populated areas and respect local noise abatement procedures. Look for the single paved runway oriented north-south, located just north of your current position. The airport is surrounded by high desert scrub and is easily identified by its proximity to the town of Lone Pine. The airport is located approximately 1-2 km directly ahead at a heading of 1 degree. Given your current ground speed of 12 kt, you will reach the vicinity in about 3 minutes if you proceed. With takeoff. Use the airport as a primary visual reference point when navigating the Owens Valley. The contrast between the valley floor and the towering peaks provides excellent situational awareness for VFR flight.
The Alabama Hills are a range of hills and rock formations near the eastern slope of the Sierra Nevada in the Owens Valley, west of Lone Pine in Union County, California. Though geographically separate from the Sierra Nevada, they are part of the same geological formation. Dedicated on May 24, 1969, the Alabama Hills were originally managed by the U.S. Bureau of Land Management as the Alabama Hills Recreation Area. In March 2019, the U.S. Congress redesignated the area as the Alabama Hills National Scenic Area as part of the John D. Tinshell, Jr. Conservation, Management, and Recreation Act. The Alabama Hills are a popular filming location for television and movie productions, especially westerns set in an archetypical rugged environment. The oldest surviving film shot in the hills is The Roundup in 1930, starring Roscoe Fatty Arbuckle, which includes a cameo from his friend, Buster Keaton.
Lone Pine. Lone Pine is a historic town nestled at the base of the Sierra Nevada, famous for its proximity to Mount Whitney and the Alabama Hills. It has served as a gateway for explorers and a backdrop for countless Western films. Founded in the 1860s, the town grew as a supply center for local mines. It gained international fame as a filming location for Hollywood due to its dramatic rock formations and mountain vistas. Maintain a safe altitude above the town and be mindful of noise abatement procedures. Always monitor local traffic frequencies for nearby arrivals. Look for a cluster of buildings situated at the intersection of Highway 395 and the road leading toward the Whitney Portal. The town is flanked by the distinct, jagged rock formations of the Alabama Hills to the west. At your current altitude of 4,199 ft and heading of 170 degrees, Lone Pine will be behind you and to your right. You will pass it quickly at 146 kT, so look to your 4 o'clock position shortly. Use the highway as a primary navigation reference, but keep your eyes on the terrain to the west for the most dramatic mountain views. Haywie Reservoir. Haywie Reservoir is a key component of the Los Angeles Aqueduct system, situated in the Owens Valley. It consists of two main basins used for water storage and regulation. Constructed in the early 20th century, the reservoir was essential for the delivery of water from the Eastern Sierra to the growing city of Los Angeles. It remains a critical piece of regional infrastructure. Be mindful of potential bird activity near the water and maintain a respectful distance from the dam facilities. Monitor your altitude closely over the basin. Identify the reservoir by the large, distinct blue-green water body set against the arid, tan landscape of the valley floor. The reservoir is located slightly to your right at approximately 2 o'clock. At your current ground speed, you will be abeam the facility in roughly 4 minutes. The reservoir serves as an excellent visual waypoint for north-south navigation through the Owens Valley corridor. Alancha Peak. Alancha Peak is a prominent mountain in the southern Sierra Nevada, reaching an elevation of 1,132 feet. It serves as a major landmark for pilots navigating the Owens Valley corridor. The peak is named after the Alancha tribe of Native Americans who inhabited the region. It has long been a reference point for explorers
Owens
and
Lake
travelers.
is a mostly dry
Moving
lake in
between the
Owens
Mojave
Valley on the
Desert
eastern
and the
side
high
of the Sierra
mountains.
Nevada in
Maintain a
Inyo
safe
County,
distance from the peak
California.
due to
It is about
potential
5 miles
downdrafts
south
and
of Lone
turbulence near the
Pine,
summit.
California.
Always observe
Unlike
local
most dry
airspace
lakes
and
in the
minimum
basin and
safe
range
altitude
province that have been
requirements.
dry for
Look
thousands
for
of
massive,
years,
jagged
Owens
granite
held
peak
significant
rising
water until
significantly above the
1913.
surrounding
when
Ridgeline.
much of the
It is the most
Owens
dominant
River was
high
diverted
point
into
in
the
the
Los
immediate
Angeles
southern
Aqueduct,
horizon. At your
causing
current
Owens Lake to
altitude of
desiccate by
5,646
1936.
FT
Today,
and
some
heading
of the flow of the river
169
has been
degrees,
restored,
the peak will
and the
appear
lake
to
now
your right front
contains some
quadrant
water.
at
Nevertheless,
168 KT.
as of
You will pass the
2013,
closest point to
it
the
is
peak
the
in
largest single
approximately
source of
2
dust
minutes.
pollution in the
Use
United
peak
States.
as
The
a
lake was the
navigation waypoint
epicenter
to
of a
align your
magnitude
track with
5.8
the Owens Valley
earthquake
floor.
that
The
occurred on
contrast
June
between the dark
24,
slopes and the sky makes it an
2020.
excellent visual reference for VFR navigation. Volcanic Field, a large volcanic field characterized by numerous rhyolite domes and basaltic lava flows. It is one of the most active geothermal areas in California. The field has been active for over 4 million years, with the most recent eruptions occurring approximately 40,000 years ago. It has been a significant source of obsidian for indigenous peoples for millennia. Maintain a safe altitude above the uneven terrain and watch for thermal updrafts common in this volcanic landscape. Look for clusters of rounded, light-colored rhyolite domes contrasting with darker, jagged basaltic rock formations. At your current heading of 180 degrees and ground speed of 171 kT, you will reach the center of the field in approximately 2 minutes. The primary domes will be directly ahead and slightly to your left. Use the distinct color contrast of the volcanic rock as a navigation reference point while tracking south toward the Indian Wells Valley.
The Inyo Mountains are a short mountain range east of the Sierra Nevada in eastern California in the United States. The range separates the Owens Valley to the west from Saline Valley to the east, extending for approximately 70 miles south-southeast from the southern end of the White Mountains, from which they are separated by Westgard Pass, to the east of Owens Lake. Geologically, the mountains are a fault block range in the Basin and Range Province. At the western end of the Great Basin, they are considered to be among the most important and best-known late Proterozoic to Cambrian sections in the United
Located in the
States.
southern Owens Valley, it serves as a vital part of the Los Angeles aqueduct system, capturing snowmelt from the Sierra Nevada mountains. Construction of the reservoir was completed in 1913 as part of the massive engineering project led by William Mulholland. It was designed to regulate the flow of water to Los Angeles and provide a buffer against seasonal fluctuations. Maintain a safe altitude and be aware of potential downdrafts near the mountain slopes. Always adhere to local airspace regulations and minimum safe altitude requirements. Look for a large, elongated body of water situated in the valley floor. The reservoir is flanked by dry, arid terrain and is easily distinguished by its distinct blue color against the desert landscape. At your current altitude of 5,598 ft and heading of 182 degrees, the reservoir will appear slightly to your left port side in approximately 2.5 minutes at your current ground speed of 175 kT. Use the reservoir as a prominent navigation waypoint when flying south toward the Mojave Desert. The contrast between the water and the surrounding desert makes it an excellent visual reference point. Coso Range, a volcanic field known for its geothermal energy production and rugged terrain. The area has been used for thousands of years, evidenced by extensive petroglyphs, and is now a significant source of renewable geothermal power. Be mindful of downdrafts near the ridges. Keep your altitude at 5,788 ft to ensure adequate terrain clearance. Identify the area by the cluster of steam plumes and industrial piping infrastructure nestled among the dark volcanic rock formations. The Coso Range will be visible off your right wing shortly. You will pass the primary geothermal plant in about 3 minutes. The contrast between the dark volcanic rock and the surrounding lighter desert sand makes this an excellent landmark for visual orientation. Rose Valley. Rose Valley is a scenic basin situated between the Sierra Nevada and the Coso Range. It is characterized by its stark desert beauty and proximity to the volcanic features of the region. The valley was historically used as a transit corridor for early explorers and prospectors moving through the eastern Sierra. It remains a sparsely populated area defined by its harsh but beautiful environment. Be mindful of wind gusts coming off the Sierra Nevada mountains, which can create turbulence in the valley. Ensure you maintain a minimum safe altitude over the uneven terrain. Identify the valley by the flat, light-colored basin floor nestled between the dark, mountainous terrain to the east and the towering Sierra Nevada to the west. Given your current heading of 165 degrees, the valley is slightly behind and to your right. You will pass the southern extent of the basin shortly. The valley provides a smooth visual transition between the high peaks and the desert floor, making it a great area for low-stress observation of geological transitions. Coso Range. The Coso Range is a volcanic field located in the Mojave Desert, known for its significant geothermal activity and ancient petroglyphs. It is a rugged, mountainous area that rises sharply from the surrounding desert floor. The area has been inhabited for thousands of years, evidenced by one of the largest concentrations of rock art in North America. Geologically, it is a young volcanic field that has been active within the last few million years. Maintain a safe altitude above the rugged terrain and watch for downdrafts near the peaks. Always adhere to local airspace restrictions, especially near military testing ranges. Look for a cluster of dark, rugged volcanic peaks and ridges rising prominently to your left. The terrain is notably darker and more jagged than the surrounding desert basin. At your current altitude of 5,815 ft and heading of 166 degrees, the Coso Range will appear off your left wing. You will reach the primary volcanic peaks in approximately 2 minutes at your current ground speed of 171 kT. Use the Coso Range as a visual waypoint to orient yourself between the Owens Valley and the Searles Valley. The contrast in terrain color makes it an excellent landmark for VFR navigation. Coso Volcanic Field. The Coso Volcanic Field is a large volcanic area featuring numerous lava domes and cinder cones. It is one of the most active geothermal areas in California. Volcanic activity in this region began approximately 6 million years ago. The field has been extensively studied for its geothermal energy potential, which has been harnessed since the 1980s. Maintain a safe altitude above the terrain and monitor for turbulence near the ridges. Always adhere to minimum safe altitude regulations. Look for clusters of dark, rounded lava domes and distinct volcanic craters against the lighter desert floor. At your current heading of 180 degrees and 176 kT, you will pass the western edge of the field in approximately 2 minutes. The primary features will be visible off your left wing. Use the distinct color contrast of the volcanic rock to navigate. It stands out clearly against the surrounding alluvial fans.
Owens Peak is the highest point in the southern Sierra Nevada mountains at more than 8,400 feet. The peak stands near the center of the Owens Peak Wilderness, which was designated by United States Congress in 1994, and it now has a total of 74,006 acres. The eastern watershed of Owens Peak is composed of 3 main canyons: Grapevine Canyon, Short Canyon, and Indian Wells Canyon. The Sierra Nevada meets the Great Basin and the Mojave Desert here, creating an unusual ecosystem. Owens Peak is located in Kern County, about 12 miles west-northwest of Newkern, 159 miles from Los Angeles.
Contains thousands of rock carvings created by indigenous peoples over the last 10,000 years, making it one of the most significant archaeological sites in the region. Observe local terrain clearance requirements as you navigate near the higher elevations of the range. Identify the range by its rugged, dark volcanic rock formations and the distinct contrast against the surrounding desert basin. The Coso Range is currently located behind your left wing. To view it, you would need to adjust your heading to the north. The rugged terrain provides excellent visual landmarks for VFR navigation, but watch for downdrafts near the peaks. Indian Wells Valley. The Indian Wells Valley is a high desert basin nestled between the Sierra Nevada to the west and the Coso Range to the east. It is a classic example of basin and range topography. The valley has been inhabited for thousands of years, with evidence of early indigenous cultures. In the 19th century, it became a transit point for miners and settlers moving through the harsh desert environment. Be mindful of potential mountain wave turbulence when flying near the western valley edges. Ensure you remain at a safe altitude above the rising terrain. Identify the valley by the flat, light-colored desert floor contrasting sharply with the dark, jagged mountain ranges bordering it on both sides. The valley floor is directly beneath and slightly ahead of your current position. You will be flying over the heart of a basin within 2 minutes. At your current ground speed, the valley offers excellent visual references for navigation. Follow the valley floor to maintain a clear path away from the higher peaks to the west. China Lake Naval Air Weapons Station. This massive installation is one of the largest naval weapons research and testing facilities in the United States. It covers a vast expanse of the Mojave Desert and has been pivotal in the development of numerous air-to-air and air-to-ground missiles. Established in 1943 as the Naval Ordnance Test Station, it was chosen for its remote location and favorable flying weather. It has hosted the development of iconic weaponry, including the Sidewinder missile and the Shrike anti-radiation missile. Maintain a wide berth from the restricted airspace boundaries often associated with this facility. Always verify current NOTAM before approaching the perimeter. Look for a complex network of runways, large hangar structures, and extensive desert test ranges marked by distinct grid patterns and target areas. At your current heading of 182 degrees and ground speed of 178 kT, this facility is located to your left east. You will reach the closest point to the main base area in approximately 3 minutes. Use the distinct contrast between the developed base infrastructure and the surrounding barren desert floor to orient your position relative to the restricted zones.
The historical Burro-Schmidt Tunnel is located in the El Paso Mountains of the northern Mojave Desert in eastern Kern County, Southern California. It is a 0.5-mile mining tunnel dug with hand tools and dynamite over a 38-year period by William Burroughs H. Schmidt in the El Paso Mountains of eastern California. The tunnel is below the summit of a 4,400-foot mountain. Its southern edge overlooks the Fremont Valley, Cone Dry Lake, and the ghost towns of Garlock and Saltdale. A small group of history buffs and outdoors people, the Friends of Last Canyon, are actively preserving the site, but ongoing disputes about ownership of the mining claim and historic structures continue to interfere with preservation efforts. As a result, Schmidt's cabin has fallen prey to vandalism.
Identify the valley by the flat, light-colored basin floor flanked by the dark, rugged mountains of the Coso Range to the east and the Sierra Nevada to the west. The valley floor is directly beneath and slightly ahead of your current position. You are tracking down the center of the basin, providing a clear view of the surrounding topography. Follow the natural contours of the valley for a smooth flight path, but keep a close watch on your altitude as terrain rises rapidly toward the west. Indian Wells Valley Airport, a public-use airport serving the Ridgecrest area, primarily utilized for general aviation and regional transport. The airfield was developed to support the growing needs of the nearby Naval Air Weapons Station China Lake and the surrounding community. Maintain awareness of local traffic patterns and adhere to noise abatement procedures. Always monitor CTAF for active traffic. Look for the paved runway complex situated
Red Rock Canyon State Park features scenic desert cliffs, buttes and spectacular rock formations. The park is located where the southernmost tip of the Sierra Nevada converges with the El Paso Mountains. Each tributary canyon is unique, with vivid colors. After wet winters, the park's floral displays are notable. Wildlife includes roadrunners, hawks, lizards, mice and squirrels. Red Rock Canyon is an approximately 27,000 acres unit within the Mojave sector of the Tehachapi district of the California State Park System, located
Tehachapi
along
Pass
State
Wind
Highway
Farm,
14
one
in
of the
Kern County,
earliest and largest
about
wind
80 miles
energy
east of
developments in the
Bakersfield
United
and
States,
25
spanning
miles
the
north of
ridgelines of the
Mojave.
Tehachapi
Red Rock Canyon
Mountains. It
provides
features
magnificent
thousands of
views of the
turbines
pristine
that
desert
harness the strong,
landscape,
consistent
includes
wind
2
funneling
natural
through the pass.
preserves, and
Development
offers,
began in the
among
early
other recreation
1980s following
activities,
the energy
camping,
crisis, making it a
sightseeing,
pioneer in
equestrian
utility-scale wind
activities,
power. The site
hiking,
has
and
undergone
opportunities
multiple
for
repowering
reflection
phases
and
to replace
solitude.
older, smaller turbines with modern, high-capacity models. Maintain a safe distance from the ridgelines to avoid mechanical turbulence caused by the wind interacting with the turbines. Always monitor local airspace for other aircraft operating in the pass. Look for a vast collection of white, rotating turbine blades scattered across the mountain ridges. The site is highly visible due to the stark contrast of the white towers against the brown, arid mountain slopes. At your current altitude of 5,804 ft and heading of 186 degrees, the wind farm will appear slightly to your right in approximately 2 minutes. Your ground speed of 177 kT will bring you abeam the main cluster quickly. The pass is a major corridor for both aviation and rail traffic. Keep a sharp lookout for aircraft transitioning through the low-level gaps. Use the turbines as a visual reference for wind direction and intensity. Tehachapi Municipal Airport, the general aviation airport serving the Tehachapi community, situated in a high-altitude mountain valley. The airport has served as a critical hub for local aviation and emergency services in the Tehachapi area for decades. Be aware of potential mountain wave turbulence and downdrafts near the airport vicinity. Monitor local
The
frequencies
Beacon
for
Solar
traffic
Project
advisories.
is a
Identify the
photovoltaic
runway
power
by its
station in the
orientation
northwestern
valley
Mojave
floor,
Desert,
surrounded by the
near
distinctive
California
brown
City
and
in
green
eastern Kern
slopes of the
County,
Tehachapi Range. The
California,
airport
split
is
into
located
5
slightly to
phases.
your right.
The
At your
Beacon
current
Solar
ground speed, you
facilities
will pass a
combined
beam
generate
facility in about 2
250
minutes.
MW
Use
of
the
renewable
airport as a
energy
visual
for the
waypoint
Los
to orient
Angeles
yourself
Department of
before
Water and
navigating
Power.
further
The
into the
5
desert or
projects,
back toward the central
completed in
valley.
December 2017, total 903 and 1434 panels. The Beacon Solar Project was originally proposed by Next Era Energy using parabolic trough mirrors. Ladder
Tehachapi
acquired the
Renewable
entitled
Resource
project
Area,
site in
one of the world's most
2012 and
significant
changed
wind
its
energy
cheaper
production
photovoltaic
sites,
technology.
featuring thousands of
Ladder
turbines
contracted
spanning the
Hecate
mountain.
Energy
Passes.
to develop
Development
3
began in the
phases of
early
162
1980s,
MW
capitalizing on
and
the
Sun
unique wind
Edison to
tunnel
develop
effect created
88
by the
MW in
Tehachapi
2
Pass between
phases.
the Mojave
Sun Edison's
Desert
stake
and
in
the
the
San
project was
Joaquin
later
Valley.
acquired by Capital
Maintain a safe
Dynamics.
altitude
Hecate
above
Energy's
the
stake in the
turbine
project was
blades, which
acquired
can
by
reach
S Power
significant
and was
heights.
completed by
Always
S Power,
monitor local
who was later
airspace for other
acquired by
traffic. Look
AOS.
for a
In
vast
October
expanse of white wind
2018,
turbine
Ladder
towers
commissioned
dotting
the Beacon
the
Battery
ridgelines and
Energy
valley
Storage
floors,
System,
creating a
with 10
distinct geometric
MWh/20
pattern against the
MW
desert.
of storage
Terrain.
to
At your
stabilize
current
the energy
altitude
sent
of
to the grid by the solar
5,806
panels.
ft and heading of 182 degrees. These turbines will appear slightly to your right in approximately 2 minutes at your 177 kT ground speed. Use the wind farm as a navigational reference point, but be mindful of potential localized turbulence near the ridgelines. California City Municipal Airport, the general aviation airport serving the planned community of California City. It features a long runway and serves as a gateway to the surrounding desert recreation areas. The airport was established as part of the ambitious development plans for California City in the 1960s. It remains a popular stop for pilots exploring the Mojave Desert. Check for active traffic in the pattern before approaching. Ensure you adhere to all local noise abatement procedures and altitude restrictions. Identify the airport by its long, paved runway oriented roughly north-south, surrounded by the sparse desert landscape and the grid-like streets of the nearby town. Given your current position and heading of 183 degrees, the airport is located to your left. You will pass abeam the facility in approximately 3 minutes. The airport is an excellent reference point for orientation in the Mojave. Use the surrounding street grid to confirm your position relative to the town center. Palmdale Regional Airport PMD, a major hub for aerospace manufacturing and flight testing, often referred to as Plant 42. The facility has been a cornerstone of American aviation since the mid-20th century, hosting production lines for iconic aircraft like the B-2. Spirit and the Space Shuttle. Maintain awareness of active test flight operations and follow ATC instructions if in contact. Observe minimum safe altitude requirements. Look for a massive complex of hangars and long runways situated on the high desert floor south of your current position. At your current heading of 183 degrees and 178 kT, you will reach the vicinity of the airport in approximately 2 minutes. The facility will be slightly to your right. Use the large runway complex as a primary navigation reference point when transitioning through the Antelope Valley. Palmdale Regional Airport. This facility, also known as USAF Plant 42, is a major aerospace manufacturing and testing site. It has hosted the development of iconic aircraft like the B-2, Spirit and the Space Shuttle orbiters. Established during World War II, the site became a critical location for the Cold War aerospace industry. It remains a restricted access facility managed by the Air Force for defense contractors. Maintain awareness of active Class D airspace and potential high-speed test traffic. Always monitor local ATC frequencies and observe minimum safe altitude requirements. Look for the massive runway complex and large hangars located south of your current position. The facility is easily identified by its extensive concrete aprons and proximity to the city of Palmdale. At your current altitude of 5,514 ft and heading of 183 degrees, the airport will appear directly ahead and slightly to the right. At 181 kT, you will reach the vicinity in approximately 2.5 minutes. Use the airport as a primary navigation reference for the Antelope Valley. The long runways are excellent landmarks for orienting yourself in the local VFR traffic pattern. Lancaster National Soccer Center, a large complex featuring numerous manicured soccer fields that stand out against the arid desert backdrop, developed to provide a high-quality venue for regional and national soccer tournaments. It has become a landmark for the Lancaster community. Keep your eyes outside for other aircraft in the vicinity. While scanning the ground, ensure you remain at a safe altitude above all structures. Identify the site by the distinct grid of bright green, rectangular fields contrasted against the surrounding tan desert floor. The facility is located to your left as you continue your descent. It will be abeam your position in about 2 minutes. This site serves as an excellent
United
visual
States Air
waypoint
Force
for
Plant
pilots
42 is a
navigating
classified
the
aircraft
northern outskirts of
manufacturing plant
Lancaster.
owned by the United States Air Force in the Antelope Valley, about 60 miles from downtown Los Angeles. It is also used by the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Plant 42 shares a runway with Palmdale Regional Airport. Plant 42 is owned by Wright-Patterson Air Force Base and operated as a component of Edwards Air Force Base, which is 23 miles to the northeast. Most of its facilities are operated by private contractors to build and maintain military aircraft and their components for the United States and its allies. Plant 42 has 3,200,000 square feet of industrial space and a replacement value of $1.1 billion. Some of its facilities build aircraft, including the Northrop Grumman RQ-4 Global Hawk and other unmanned aircraft. Others maintain and modify aircraft such as the Northrop Grumman B-2 Spirit bomber. Still others make spare parts. Aerospace contractors at Air Force Plant 42 share a runway complex and either lease building space from the Air Force or own their own buildings outright. There are 8 production sites specially suited for advanced technology and slash or black programs. Currently, the most well-known contractors at Plant 42 are Boeing, Lockheed Martin, and Northrop Grumman. Previously, the facilities were operated by IT&T, McDonnell Douglas Aircraft, Lockheed California, NORAD, a division of Northrop, and Lockheed Air Terminal. Plant 42 is a GOCO, contractually operated for the Air Force since 1984. But under the Obama administration, the Air Force chose to take over some plant operations that had long been performed by contractors. The airfield is now operated by the Department of Defense, with 412 TW/operating location, Air Force Test Center in command. Plant 42 controls more than 50
at your current altitude of 2,648 ft and heading of 264 degrees. A runway threshold is approximately 30 seconds ahead. You are perfectly positioned for a straighten approach. Use the large industrial buildings to the north as a visual reference for your downwind entry if you were to perform a go around. Always keep a sharp lookout for other aircraft in the pattern. This is a local TTS speed test. I am checking distance, direction, and viewing angle.
Palmdale Regional Airport. This facility serves as a major aerospace manufacturing and testing site, famously known for its association with the U.S. Air Force Plant 42. Established in the mid-20th century, the airport has been the birthplace of iconic aircraft, including the B-2 Spirit, the Space Shuttle orbiters, and various classified projects. Maintain awareness of active runway operations and local traffic patterns. Always adhere to minimum safe altitude requirements while maneuvering near the field. Look for the extensive network of long paved runways and large high bay hangars clustered on the north side of the field. Given your current heading of 250 degrees and altitude of 2,530 feet, the main terminal and hangar complex will be directly behind you and to your right as you taxi. Use the large hangars as a visual reference point for orientation when departing to the west, but stay clear of the restricted airspace zones often associated with Plant 42.
Palmdale Regional Airport. Palmdale Regional Airport, also known as UASF Plant 42, is a major aerospace manufacturing and testing facility. It serves as a hub for military aviation development and commercial flight operations. Established during World War II, the facility has been instrumental in the development of iconic aircraft like the U-2, SR-71, and the Space Shuttle orbiters. It remains a critical site for the U.S. Air Force and major defense contractors. Maintain awareness of active restricted airspace and local traffic patterns. Always adhere to minimum safe altitude requirements while overflying or maneuvering near the facility. Look for the massive assembly hangars and the long, expansive runways that stand out against the desert floor. The site is characterized by large, flat industrial buildings and extensive tarmac areas. At your current altitude of 4,043 feet and heading of 226 degrees, the airport is located behind your left wing. You will pass it quickly at your ground speed of 134 knots. It will be clearly visible for the next 2 minutes. Use the airport as a primary navigation reference for the Antelope Valley. Monitor the local tower frequency if you intend to transition near the Class D airspace. Palmdale Regional Airport, a significant aviation hub serving the Antelope Valley, co-located with UASF Plant 42. Originally established in the 1930s, this facility has played a critical role in aerospace testing and development for decades. Maintain awareness of Class D airspace and contact tower if entering. Always adhere to minimum safe altitude regulations. Look for the large, expansive runway complex and industrial hangars located to your left rear as you continue your current heading. At your current ground speed of 158 knots and heading of 239 degrees, the airport will remain behind your left wing. It is approximately 4.6 nautical miles away. Use the airport as a primary navigation reference for the Antelope Valley, but be mindful of high-performance test aircraft traffic in the vicinity.
Blackbird Air Park, an outdoor museum dedicated to the history of the SR-71, Blackbird and other high-speed reconnaissance aircraft. The park preserves the legacy of the Lockheed Skunk Works, which conducted much of its secret development in the nearby Palmdale facilities. Observe minimum safe altitude requirements while overflying the city. Do not descend below 1,000 ftHL over populated areas. Look for the distinct dark silhouettes of the SR-71 and A-12 aircraft displayed on the tarmac near the airport perimeter. With your ground speed of 93 kt, you will pass a beam this location in approximately 3 minutes. It will be visible to your right. This is an excellent waypoint for visual orientation when navigating the northern edge of the Palmdale urban area.
That landing was butter.
Ascus Rock's Natural Area Park. This park is world famous for its dramatic, tilted rock formations that rise sharply from the desert floor. It is a popular location for film and television production due to its unique, otherworldly appearance. The rocks were formed by tectonic activity along the San Andreas Fault and were named after the outlaw Tiburcio Vasquez, who used the area as a hideout in the 1870s. Be mindful of potential downdrafts near the steep rock faces. Ensure you maintain a safe distance from the terrain at all times. Identify the site by the distinct, jagged, light-colored sedimentary rock slabs that point skyward at steep angles. Given your current heading of 209 degrees, this landmark is slightly to your right. You will be in the vicinity in approximately 5 minutes. This is an excellent waypoint for visual navigation. Use the unique geometry of the rocks to confirm your position relative to the Agua Dulce area. Vasquez Rock's natural area, a striking geological formation characterized by jagged, tilted sandstone rock slabs that rise dramatically from the desert floor. It is a world-famous filming location for numerous science fiction movies and television shows, formed by rapid erosion of sedimentary rock layers pushed upward by the San Andreas Fault. These rocks have been used by the Tataviam people and later by outlaws like Tiburcio Vasquez, who hid here in the 1870s, maintain at least 2,000 feet AGL over the park to avoid disturbing wildlife, and visitors check local airspace for any temporary flight restrictions. Look for the distinct, sharp, upward-pointing rock fins that contrast sharply with the surrounding rounded hills and scrub brush. At your current heading of 213 degrees and speed of 154 kt, these rocks are located to your rear right. You will pass them quickly. Consider a shallow right turn if you wish to circle for a better view from 4053 ft. Use the nearby Agua Dulce Air Park as a visual reference point, but remain clear of its traffic pattern while sightseeing. Universal Studios Hollywood, a world-famous film studio and theme park complex nestled in the Hollywood Hills. It serves as both a working production lot and a major tourist destination. Founded in 1912 by Carl Laemmle, it is one of the oldest film studios in Hollywood still in use. The studio tour has evolved from simple trolley rides into a sophisticated attraction showcasing iconic movie sets. Maintain a safe altitude above the park and avoid loitering over dense crowds. Always monitor local airspace requirements. Near the busy Hollywood area, look for the large, sprawling complex of sound stages and the distinct Universal water tower located on the
The
hillside.
1972 San Fernando earthquake occurred in the early morning of February 9 in the foothills of the San Gabriel Mountains in Southern California. The unanticipated thrust earthquake had a magnitude of 6.5 on an MS scale and 6.6.
Use the studio as a visual waypoint to orient yourself before turning toward the Hollywood sign or the downtown Los Angeles basin. Universal Studios Hollywood, a world-famous film studio and theme park located in the San Fernando Valley. Founded in 1912, it is one of the oldest film studios in Hollywood still in use. Today, it evolved from a simple studio tour into a major global entertainment destination. Maintain a safe altitude and be aware of the busy airspace near the Hollywood Burbank Airport. Always adhere to local noise abatement procedures. Look for the large sprawling complex with numerous sound stages, a prominent water tower, and the distinct layout of the theme park rides. At your current heading of 172 degrees and ground speed of 177 kt, the studio will appear to your left front in approximately 1.5 minutes. Use the studio's water tower as a visual waypoint when navigating the valley, but keep a sharp lookout for other aircraft transitioning the area. Hollywood sign. The world-famous Hollywood sign sits atop Mount Lee in the Santa Monica Mountains. Originally created as an advertisement for a real estate development, it has become the definitive symbol of the American film industry. Erected in 1923 as Hollywoodland, the sign was intended to last only a year and a half. It fell into disrepair until a major restoration in 1949 removed the last 4 letters, and it was completely rebuilt in 1978 with steel supports. Maintain at least 1,000 ftagl over the residential areas below. Be aware of high-density traffic patterns near the Hollywood Burbank Airport to your north. Look for the large white letters spelling Hollywood situated on the southern slope of the mountain ridge. It is best identified by its stark contrast against the dark brush of the hillside. At your current heading of 174 degrees and ground speed of 163 kT, the sign will appear to your left at approximately 10 o'clock. You will reach the closest point of observation in about 1.5 minutes. Use the sign as a visual waypoint to orient yourself toward the Griffith Observatory, which lies just to the southeast along the same ridge line. Griffith Observatory, a world-renowned observatory and planetarium perched on the southern slope of Mount Hollywood. It offers spectacular views of the Los Angeles basin and the iconic Hollywood sign. Opened in 1935, the building was a gift to the city from Colonel Griffith J. Griffith. It has served as a major center for public astronomy and has appeared in numerous films, most notably Rebel Without a Cause. Maintain a safe distance from the hillside terrain and be aware of high tourist air traffic in the area. Always adhere to minimum safe altitude regulations over populated areas. Look for a large, white Art Deco building with copper domes situated on a prominent ridge line. It stands out clearly against the darker vegetation of the park. At your current heading of 87 degrees and 164 kT, the observatory is located at your 1 o'clock position. You will pass abeam the facility in approximately 1.5 minutes. This is an excellent waypoint for navigating the northern edge of the Los Angeles Class B airspace. Use it to orient yourself before heading toward the Hollywood sign. Walt Disney Concert Hall. This architectural masterpiece, designed by Frank Gehry, is the home of the Los Angeles Philharmonic. Its stainless steel curves are a defining feature of the downtown LA skyline. The hall opened in 2003 after a long development period. It is celebrated globally for its innovative design and world-class acoustics. Be aware of high-rise obstacles in the downtown area. Ensure you remain well above the tallest buildings while sightseeing. Identify the building by its highly reflective, metallic, sail-like exterior panels that shimmer in the sunlight. The concert hall is located slightly to your left, approximately 45 seconds ahead of your current position. The downtown cluster is a great place to practice identifying major landmarks against the dense urban grid. Natural History Museum of Los Angeles County, the largest natural and historical museum in the western United States, located within Exposition Park. Opened in 1913, the building features a beautiful rotunda and extensive collections ranging from dinosaur fossils to pre-Columbian artifacts. Keep a respectful distance to avoid noise complaints from the park area. Identify the museum by its prominent Beaux Arts architecture and the large, domed rotunda visible from above. The museum is located just north of the Coliseum. You will pass it on your right side in less than 60 seconds. Exposition Park is a great visual reference point. Use the surrounding green space to help orient yourself against the dense urban grid. SoFi Stadium. SoFi Stadium is a world-class sports and entertainment venue located in Inglewood, California. It serves as the home for the NFL's Los Angeles Rams and Los Angeles Chargers. The stadium was built on the site of the former Hollywood Park racetrack. It officially opened in September 2020 and is known for its unique indoor-outdoor design. Maintain your current altitude of 5,029 feet to ensure safe clearance from the stadium's airspace. Always monitor local traffic and adhere to FAA regulations regarding stadium overflights. Look for a massive, translucent, sail-like roof structure that stands out significantly from the surrounding urban grid. It is located just to the west of your current flight path, at your current heading of 190 degrees and ground speed of 170 knots. The stadium will be visible off your right wing in approximately 1 minute. It is a prominent feature in the Inglewood area. Use the stadium as a visual waypoint for navigating the busy Los Angeles terminal area. Its distinct shape makes it an excellent landmark for orienting yourself relative to LAX. SoFi Stadium. SoFi Stadium is a massive multi-purpose stadium located in Inglewood, serving as the home for the NFL's Los Angeles Rams and Chargers. Opened in 2020, this architectural marvel was built on the site of the former Hollywood Park racetrack. It is known for its unique translucent canopy and state-of-the-art design. Maintain a safe altitude and be aware of the busy airspace surrounding LAX. Always monitor local frequencies. Look for the large, oval-shaped translucent roof structure that stands out significantly against the surrounding urban grid. The stadium is located approximately 8.5 km to your north-northwest. Given your current heading of 190 degrees, it will be behind your left wing. You will reach the vicinity in about 2 minutes. Use the stadium as a primary visual waypoint when navigating the complex LA Basin airspace, but stay clear of the restricted zones. Trump National Golf Club, a sprawling, world-class golf course situated directly on the oceanfront cliffs. The site is known for its challenging layout and expansive views of the Pacific, developed on land that was formerly part of a large landslide area. The course required significant engineering to stabilize the terrain for recreational use, avoid low-level flight over the greens to prevent distraction. The players ensure you maintain the minimum safe altitude for populated areas. Identify the large, manicured green fairways that contrast sharply with the surrounding rugged, brown coastal vegetation. The golf course will be visible to your right side as you continue your southerly track. You will pass abeam the facility in roughly 1.5 minutes. The course serves as an excellent visual reference for identifying the southern boundary of the Rancho Palos Verdes residential area. Trump National Golf Club, Los Angeles, an expansive golf course located directly on the cliffs, overlooking the Pacific Ocean. It is known for its dramatic elevation changes and coastal views. The course was developed on a former quarry site and opened in 2005. It is recognized for its challenging layout and proximity to the ocean. Ensure you maintain a safe distance from the shoreline and avoid low-level maneuvers over the greens. Keep an eye on your altitude as you approach the peninsula. Identify the large, manicured green fairways that stretch along the cliff edge, clearly visible against the surrounding natural shrubland. Given a current position and 190-degree heading, the golf course will be directly off your right wing within 60 seconds. This area is a great waypoint for transitioning along the coast. Keep the ocean to your right for the best viewing angle. Libreville. Libreville is the capital and largest city of Gabon, situated on the Congo River near the Gulf of Guinea. It serves as the political and economic hub of the nation. Founded in 1849 by freed slaves, the city's name literally translates to Free Town. It has grown from a small settlement into a modern, bustling urban center. Maintain a safe altitude above the city center and avoid overflying sensitive government buildings. Always adhere to local noise abatement procedures. Look for the dense cluster of white and light-colored buildings along the coastline, contrasting with the dark green tropical forest inland. With your current heading of 357 degrees, Libreville lies slightly to your left. At your current climb rate, you will have a clear view of the coastline as you gain altitude. Follow the coastline north to enjoy a scenic transition from the urban harbor to the pristine beaches of the Gabonese coast. Catalina Casino. The Catalina Casino is a grand circular building that stands as the most iconic landmark on the island. It is not a gambling facility, but rather a center for entertainment and culture. Completed in 1929, the building features an Art Deco design and served as a theater and ballroom. It was commissioned by William Wrigley Jr. to provide a grand venue for visitors. Ensure you remain clear of the building's immediate vicinity to respect local noise ordinances. Keep a safe distance from the shoreline cliffs. Identify the large, white, circular structure situated on the tip of the peninsula at the north end of Avalon Harbor. The casino will be visible to your right at approximately 2 o'clock as you continue your 330-degree heading. The building is best viewed during the late afternoon when the sun highlights its white facade against the deep blue ocean.
really nailed the flare.
Alright, thanks for watching, bye bye.